Hello and welcome to Soros's classes again. We are in question number 33. This question gives us a passage followed by 4 summaries and we have to choose the best option. So let's go through the passage. It says social movement organizations often struggle to mobilize supporters from allied movements in their efforts to achieve critical mass. This means that organizations that are working for social causes sometimes find it difficult to get supporters from similar organizations. The next sentence says, organizations with hybrid identities, note the word hybrid, with hybrid identities, that means those whose organizational identities span the boundaries of two or more social causes, movements, issues, or identities are vital to mobilizing these constituencies. So which means hybrid organizations or organizations which are working for multiple causes or objectives, like for example it can be working for old age people, it can be working for children as well, or it can be working for similar social causes, women's liberation and so on. So organizations which are working for multiple causes or objectives are more likely to gather supporters. Okay. Next, we move on. Studies of the post-11 US anti-war movement, note the word anti-war, show that individuals with past involvement in non-anti-war movements, so this is a contradicting term. People who are involved in non-anti-war movements are more likely to join hybrid organizations than are individuals without involvement in non-anti-war movements. So basically, it's saying that hybrid organizations are able to gather supporters having different point of view. So hybrid organization in this case that are working for anti-war movement as one of their objectives are able to gather supporters who are involved in non-anti-war movements. In addition, they show that organizations with hybrid identities occupy relatively more central positions in inter-organizational connect networks within the anti-war movement and thus recruit significantly more participants in demonstrations than do non-hybrid organizations. So this is the central theme of the passage, that hybrid organizations that work for multiple objectives gather more supporters and they gather supporters with different points of view. So let's look at the options now. So option 1 says hybrid organizations attract individuals that are deeply involved in anti-war movements. This is incorrect because anti-war movement organization is just one type of organization, and hybrid organization includes many other organizations. So hybrid organizations attracting only people involved in anti-war movements is not a correct statement. It doesn't capture the essence of the passage that we discussed. Moving to option 2, it says organizations with hybrid identities are able to mobilize individuals with different points of view. This is exactly what is being told in the passage and what we captured. So option 2 is the correct one. Moving to option 3, it says post 9/11 studies show that people who are involved in non-anti-war movements are likely to join hybrid organizations. This is also correct in the context of the passage, but this is cited as an example to show that hybrid organizations are able to gather supporters having different points of view. So this is just an example. This is not capturing the central theme. Option 4, movements that work towards social change often find it difficult to mobilize a critical mass of supporters. This is not also correct, because if the organization is a hybrid organization having different objectives, which covers different social movements or issues, then they are able to mobilize a critical mass, which is clearly told. And so, just stating that movements that work towards social change, finding it difficult to mobilize a critical mass of supporters is not correct. So 1 and 4 are clearly out. The choice is between 2 and 3. But as you can see, option number 2 captures the central theme of the passage very clearly. Option 3 is just an example of what is being told and is an illustrative point. So option 2 is a better choice than option 3. So option 2 is the correct choice.